Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets.
Hey.
Hey now.
Welcome back.
We're
What's
getting
crack,
close. We can
Hey.
start predicting playoffs, end of season scenarios, which teams are hot, which teams are not.
That in the season scenario for your Bucks, you want to start it on that
Yeah,
game?
well,
Uh-oh.
Before we
already happened.
get into Bucks, all right, we're gonna do this every week now from here on out.
Get into the
Beers
Bucks.
and bets.
We will not
game.
be doing that. We will not be covering.
Oh, we'll be talking a little bit
only
of Bucks every week.
talking
I
about
can't help
playoff
myself.
teams. Here. Talking
I don't know if the
This is the
Broncos
last-
are a
this is the
surefire
last
playoff team either.
We're
If the
right
season
there,
ended
though.
today, the Broncos would not be in.
right there.
They're a spot out.
We're
but-
trending up.
Yep.
You guys
All
are
right.
kind of like Kobe's. We've talked about that before. So yeah, you guys.
Similar
No.
spot in the playoff picture, though, but definitely
You're,
trending different directions. But
Yeah,
Matt, what were you saying?
Well, every week, Beers and Bets game ball of the week. So, Brad,
Wow.
you first. The games you watched on Sunday, who gets your game ball?
I'm going Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
The Rams, since the bye week, have been a totally different team. They're 3-0. I mean, he went 279, 3 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. He lost Puka Nacua for a lot of that game. I don't know. It's one thing when you beat up on Arizona. It's another when you beat up on Cleveland with that defense. I know Deshaun's gone, but I think quietly they're a 500 team that nobody's talking about.
The Rams have
Matty
played
Stafford.
good. I mean, it's a credit to McVay, man. Like, Stafford's played good, but to McVay to
And
get what he
St. Louis
has
boy
out of that
back at running
roster.
back. Kyron Williams back at running back. So we get the local kid back in there running the rock 20 times a game.
I like Kyron. He's on my fantasy team. He's done
That's
me
why you
well. Yeah. But Jimmy, how about you? Game ball of the week.
Yeah. I want to first give it to Sean Payton, even though we lost and it was a terrible coaching. We looked bad. It was not a coaching.
Yeah, the Broncos.
But I want to give it to
came
him
back
for
to
this
earth.
rebound that we did. It came back to fucking earth. Look, you guys gave up like 80 points to the fucking Texans. You're the reason
No.
run right now.
We gave
The
up
reason they're on
39 to
this
the
run-
Texans. You gave up over
Yeah.
70 to the Dolphins. So if we're gonna, I don't even need to
50%.
exaggerate when I
Here
throw
we
it
go.
out like 70.
Dude, you moron. All right, So I want to.
We gave up a lot more to the Texans than the Broncos did.
We'll double
We also
down.
score a lot
I'll
more
make it
against
10
the
on bet
Texans.
if you want with the better
than the
record,
Bron-
man.
We already got the
Doubling
bet.
down. Yeah, we can keep doubling down on it though. I'll do 10. Man.
Yeah.
Let's fucking make it 20. We're gonna have a better record than you guys. The only thing that helps you guys is you're in a shit division. We didn't show up to play. Singleton makes a dumb fucking penalty. He gets baited by a rookie quarterback. Actually, Stroud made it really smart.
Yeah,
play.
I didn't like that. I actually didn't like that call because I
hated
thought
it.
Stroud was doing the same shit that Singleton was. I didn't
I
really
like
like
that.
that they called it
100%,
one way.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's the quarterback, and you don't go up and headbutt the quarterback like that.
And he's kind of earned it at this point.
But you got.
I didn't like that call.
Quarterback. That is another moment this year but in reality, I'll give it to that Bengals quarterback that won last night because I think that was pretty impressive. The Jags are actually
Browning getting the win on Monday Night
I'll
Football,
give it
the
to that
backup
kid or whatever. Yeah, that was cool.
in
And they're
Jacksonville.
like annoying, man. They're good.
Well-
Like the Bengals are competing. Yeah, I
A
don't know.
bunch of people on that Bengals team have played in like big games, like
Yeah,
they're
they
not
expect to be
going
in
to
the
do
hunt
anything
right
this
now.
year, but they're not going to give up. So yeah, credit to the Bengals last night. And goddamn, I had a good week of betting, made a decent
Hoping-
amount of money, but it would have been a lot better if the Jags would have won. I would have cashed a 5-team parlay. I would have been alive in the survivor pool for the
only guy-
$600. That's up for
Yeah.
grabs there.
Text
Yeah.
out before the parlay cashes.
I texted out
Yeah, it was
Monday
gonna
morning.
cash, and
I told you this parlay will cash. It did.
Will
I said it
cash,
will.
all caps. Yeah, I know.
And
Will. and all
yeah.
caps. You were so confident.
I didn't want to comment. I was like, I don't want to jinx it.
I didn't see.
Yeah,
it.
you shouldn't. I shouldn't send text out like that.
Nah,
You're
I
asking
wasn't.
for it.
Well, yeah. You never. Yeah. What? How would you put yourself out there like that?
That's why you win so often,
Jinx
right?
it, man.
I told you this parlay will cash.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah.
we
One
might have
team
to-
left on a 5-team parlay. Last team doesn't
Because
get
how
it.
many
It happens
times-
all the time. It happens all the fucking
We might have to do a live stream from Vegas. Just see, from the sports book out there. We'll see how
the
it
parlay
goes.
watch. Yeah, like the
Oh,
parlay
God.
watch. Because if
Keep
we're
a
going
total in
to
the court. Yeah.
we're going to Vegas in what, like a month?
Yeah.
It will be
Yeah,
placing some
just
parlays.
just about a
Like
month.
from
Yep.
tomorrow.
Breaking news: I will place parlays while I'm in Vegas.
I wanna see
Oh,
that
shocker.
live.
Yeah.
Might
All right.
spend about $100,000.
My game ball of the week. It's got to go to Mike Evans.
Cool.
Did,
All right.
did
next
somebody?
segment. Ooh,
No, Jimmy, shut the fuck up. Mike Evans did somebody that no receiver has ever done. He started his career with 10 straight
Yep.
1,000-yard seasons.
Very
The
nice. On
second,
the
the
other-
second closest is Randy Moss with 6 straight seasons to start his career. Nobody else has ever even come within a year or two of what Mike Evans has done. Jerry Rice has a record of 11 consecutive seasons
That's
with 1,000 yards. Mike Evans can tie that next year and break it 2 years from now if he keeps up at this pace. It really is incredible when you talk about the teams Evans has been on. I mean,
yeah. They're
Mike Glennon, Jameis,
Tom Brady.
terrible. Tom Brady, he had for
Tom
fucking
Brady.
3 years, bro.
Tom
3 out of the
Brady.
10 years. That's
Tom
less
Brady.
than fucking half, Jimmy.
At the tail end of his career.
What about-
Tom
I don't
Brady?
think anybody's knocking on Evans, are we?
Jimmy's
No,
kind of
I don't
trying to
think
poke
it is.
holes in the record.
Oh,
Like
it's
it's
just a poke.
unnecessary. It's
I
bullshit.
think
Always
the
have.
record. I think the record kind of took a little bit of a hit just when they added an extra game.
Yeah.
It's an
That's fair.
amazing run. It's
That's
an
a fair
amazing
point.
run. And if you look at it, I think he was almost built in college to play with some of those shitty quarterbacks. Because Manziel, as we've seen, was not
But
a great thrower.
yeah, but
But
Brad,
Throw it
at
up to Mike and you'll get it.
the same time, the 17 games rule is a fair point. But how many games in Evans' career out of those 10 have been 17 games? I think it's 4. I think it's 4 out of 10 that have been 17 game
It's-
seasons.
I mean, the rule just changed in the last
So-
few.
Right, it
It's
would've
just
been-
something
yeah.
that's good, that comes up that 1,000 isn't what it used to be.
I mean-
but
No, in
it's-
the passing thing.
It's still impressive because he's dealt with injuries in years where he probably
Right.
hasn't played more than 12 games, and he probably got
Well-
it still. So,
even in the seasons he plays more than 12 games, he just plays through injuries.
where do you think
Like
he plays
nonstop.
next year?
I mean, I kind of hope it's Kansas City. I just love to see it. It'd be fun.
How can they afford that?
That's a good
He's-
point.
You think
That's
he's
a
going
good
to take
point.
a pay cut?
There's no
I don't see
way,
Mike
yeah.
taking a pay
Is it
cut.
there?
But at the
Yeah, maybe there.
well,
I don't.
the other thing is if you're the
What's the
Chiefs,
win?
does it make sense for the Chiefs either to spend free agent money on like an old wide receiver? If you're trying to sign a free agent wide receiver to big money and you're the Chiefs, ideally you'd want it like you'd almost rather it be somebody like T. Higgins that has a longer.
No, Mike
Threats
Evans will
to
end up
go.
with like the Panthers and just destroy the
Nah.
Bucks for the next couple.
Yeah.
No,
next
dude.
couple of years.
Oh, that'd
Yep.
be great, dude. That would-
No, dude, he will not be with the Panthers. Because if there's one team, he eats up every year, it's the Panthers. I mean, we just saw it.
So he plays
Two
they
good
would
in
days
have an
ago.
Carolina.
incentive to go get him.
Yeah, he plays good in Carolina.
Yeah.
McDaniels talks
He-
about all the time. He hated game planning against Ramsey. So
No.
he told everybody, he's like, how
Just
do you
knowing
figure that
Mike,
out? You go and
knowing
trade for the
Mike-
guy.
knowing Mike personally, because I've watched him
Yeah,
for
I
so
was
many
gonna
years.
say,
I feel like
yeah,
I
you
know him
guys
on a
meet,
personal level. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
he's too
Yeah.
smart to sign for a franchise like the Panthers. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
I've seen
surprised
him
if he
get
comes.
baited into a lot of
He
fights.
stuck
I
with
don't think he's that
this long,
smart.
so, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back to the Bucks, just because he is a franchise guy, man. I don't care if
go
the
ahead.
Bucks would have to overpay him. I don't care if it wouldn't be super smart for the franchise. I want to see Mike Evans be a career-long Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So that's my game ball of the week. Mike Evans. Cheers, man.
Yeah. Congrats, Mike Evans. I loved him with Johnny Football, actually. So I'll give him.
Yeah.
Well, he's been
He's
great
always
for
been
fucking
impressive.
10 years in
Yeah.
the NFL.
I didn't
Why'd
even
you
know
get-
he's been in the league. I didn't know that they televise all those games, like the Bucks games when they had Jameis.
I mean, they televised the Super Bowl that he won.
Yeah, but that was because Brady was in it. But did they
I'm-
do any games that he was in without Brady?
They televised a lot of games. I remember them beating Pittsburgh with Mike Glennon, and Pittsburgh was like 13-2. Then Mike Glennon and Mike Evans as a rookie goes in there.
Let's move on.
This
is the
This
game-winning
game ball
touchdown.
segment really has been a banger
That
so
must
far.
have been the
Okay.
ratings record
All right.
set.
Well, let's get off the Bucks and get into our picks. And first game on the slate: Buccaneers at Falcons. Falcons are 2.5 point favorites. We had a low over under at 39.5. This game could decide the NFC South, and that's why we're making picks on it.
And I'm sneezing, so just hold on a second.
This is
You're not missing much.
Are you allergic to the NFC South?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
deal?
It's shit football. We're allergic to
It is pretty shitty football. It's a shame one of these teams has to host a playoff game, but it likely is going to be the Bucks or Falcons.
You'll just be a
Brad.
doormat for the Cowboys
But-
anyways.
I agree. I won't even argue with that.
It's almost an enviable spot, isn't it, for the Cowboys to know that you're going to get.
Yeah, you'd almost rather have, if you're the Cowboys, you'd rather have that 5 seed wild card and play the NFC South team on the road than overtake Philly for the division.
Yeah.
Like if
I'm
you're just
taking
talking
Carolina,
about,
though, in this one, in the points.
no, or
You
you
had
mean
them at
Atlanta?
2.5?
You're saying Atlanta and the points.
Atlanta. Yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, you know what worries me, Brad?
I don't.
What worries me, we played Carolina without Levante David and without Devin White. When you talk about playing Atlanta potentially without Devin White and Levante David, those are two bad injuries to have against a good running football team. I mean, they ran it on us last time we matched up in Tampa. Atlanta ran the football against us when we did have White and David. So if those two aren't healthy by the end of the week, as much as it pains me to say, I would convince people to bet the Falcons, especially if Levante David's injured and he doesn't make
You've
this game.
seen some change-ups. You don't think some of the coaching change up with the Panthers? I mean, we saw Chuba Hubbard become the back.
He ran for
100
yards against the Bucks last week. What would Atlanta's rushing attack
I
between
agree.
Algier, Bijan Robinson, and Cordell Patterson do against the special teams linebackers? Because the other thing is, it's not just that we didn't have David and White last week. The two backup linebackers got hurt against Carolina last week. So we're talking about the 5th and 6th string guys at that point being the
That's right. I'm just
run
banking on
stuffers
older
against.
guys that have played a lot of games. Jimmy's struggling. He hates his fucking game that much.
Allergic to the NFC South.
I am. Boring ass
Did
shit.
you wait? No. Because did you throw up?
Did I?
Yeah.
Just now? No.
No, because we had a bet going way back who was going to be the first to throw up live on a podcast. So I had to ask. Damn it. I could have cashed.
Oh, my nose is running, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, you said you're on the Falcons side.
I got the Falcons.
I'm going to take Bucks money line here, but I have that caveat. If Levante David doesn't play, I would tell people to bet the Falcons.
Don't you
I
think
really
that's
would.
the only reason this line is even where it's at? Is they're banking on them playing?
With the line at
Bucks?
2.5, I'd say that the Vegas expects Levante David
of
to be
them?
back this week.
Yeah.
Because our defense without Levante has been trash for 2 weeks straight.
It has.
Yeah, I think Atlanta wins. So
You like Atlanta too?
Yeah.
Rise
And then-
up.
As far as the division, because I mean, whoever wins this game is going to be in first place. You guys like Atlanta to take this the rest of the year? I'm done with the Saints. I've seen too much bad shit from the Saints to have any faith that they
Carter's
turn it
banged
around.
Up too much. He's always hurt.
He's banged up, but even when he's in there, like he's not real good.
Am I hearing this right? Right when Jameis is getting his time to shine, you're giving up on the Saints?
We'll see.
He finally can eat the W?
a
and
week
you're
of
giving up?
a week of watching Jameis, like Jameis having a good week, I could
Ravens do it
totally
after every
flip.
win on the way to the locker
Yeah.
room. They eat the dub.
But
Was that when
Jameis had an
came out and
opportunity
threw a
to
pick
come in
right
and
away?
win that game last
He
week.
came out and threw a pick on a play action, like in the first play. He came.
I
out
know.
like,
I'm just. It's crazy hearing Matt finally out on Jameis. That's just the
Well,
progression
Jameis,
here.
to be fair,
We're in
like,
on Baker. We're out on Jameis.
Yeah, but yeah,
We're in. We're out. We're in. We're out.
Jameis hasn't had a fair opportunity yet. He'll get it this week, but they play Carolina, so even if they win,
for 5 years, that wasn't a fair opportunity.
nah, no, not really. Our defense fucking stunk.
Fair enough.
We gave up like 28 points a game when Jameis was our quarterback.
Pick six is
Part of it was his. I mean, part of it was Jameis's fault.
The pick
to be
six
fair.
in the first play. And
I wonder. I thought about this because I have these thoughts to myself on Sundays, and I was thinking about Jason Light, the GM of the Bucks. If you know how you talk about like picking the celebrities you want to have sit down and have dinner with. If I get my sit down dinner with Jason Light, the Bucks GM, and ask him the question, Jason,
your picks.
It might be, but if I ask him, would you ever consider bringing Jameis back? And Jason Light just looks me in the eyes and's like, I don't know, man. Last season he played for us, he threw 30 interceptions. And I would just sit there and be like, well, fair enough.
Like,
fair enough, Jason.
Well, this sauce is good. Licking your fingers. Crab legs Winston. I still
Jameis Crab Legs Winston.
That's one of the best stories ever.
Yeah.
Old Crab Legs Winston.
That is good. Yeah, I go down to New Orleans with some of our high school buddies for a Thanksgiving holiday trip.
I told this one on here.
And well, I'll tell it again. We're already bringing it up. But I get an Uber in New Orleans.
Everyone, if you have a weak stomach or you laugh like and it hurts, be prepared. Like,
strap in.
Yeah, brace yourself. You might fall out of your chair, right?
This is gonna be a new doozy.
All right. Get to New Orleans. Uber driver picks us up. He's driving us to our hotel in New Orleans. We drive past the Superdome. I say, hey, well, James, we would have came down here and watched the Bucks beat the Saints this year, but they already came down here and whooped their ass. And the Uber driver starts going off, oh, no. Jameis Crab Legs Winston. He did not beat us. We beat ourselves. Blah, 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 blah. But it's just like that from an Uber driver with a thick Louisiana accent. It was just the perfect thing for the dude to say. Jameis Crab Legs Winston. Like it was a good. I got to give it to him. Great line.
Yeah.
But all right, we're done with the NFC South. We're cutting it there.
God. Damn division.
All right.
Yeah.
On to a decent game. And Brad, this involves your Ravens. The St. Louis Rams go to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Ravens are touchdown favorites, 7-point spread, over-unders at 40.5. I do not like the Rams to win. I like the Rams to cover, though. This Rams team has impressed me the last 3 weeks. They just seem like McVay has found out what he can get out of this team, even if it's a mediocre roster. He's got enough people to score points, even against a good defense like last week against the Browns. So I like the Rams to not win, but I like them to cover the 7-point spread. Brad, where do you lean?
I'll take Baltimore and the over. I agree. I think Rams will put up a few points. It's just that West Coast team coming to the East Coast at that early time slot. It seems to fuck with them a lot. And I've kind of used that theory. It seems to work so far. But I could picture like a 30-18 game. 32.
Yeah.
I don't see it being close. But again, Baltimore plays down to their competition.
They do. They do tend to do that. Jimmy,
is Puka playing by chance?
That's big for a lot of fantasy teams too.
He was questionable the last I saw. So
okay, you might want to just drop Puka off your fantasy team, Jimmy, and pick up a defense or something.
When you stay up till 2 a.m. to pick up a player that's a free agent, you don't fucking drop him because that's how you win the league.
Dude, you sounded like fucking Kev when you. Would you fucking stay up till 2 in the morning?
This is not a goddamn hobby we're adding.
But you kind of did have
You're gonna take
it
the
was
fucking
kept
time
like
to stay up.
It's called time invested, dumbass.
Anderson, when you dedicate your entire life to fucking, but
you don't give up on it.
not any like 16-1
Play
against
McVay's
NFC,
saying.
play NFC teams or something like that.
Lamar?
was like,
He's got a real good record.
15-1
against
or
NFC.
something crazy like that.
dude,
Yeah.
I'll take the Ravens, and I think I'll take the under.
Ravens
Oh,
in
wait.
the under.
Yeah,
It's kind of a low end.
Over under 40 and a
I
half.
just looked closer. I thought it was 45.
Yeah, so for the under to hit, you're talking about like a 20-17 game. I don't know if I see that against the Rams.
I'll just take the Ravens. Damn. Yeah, I'll take the Ravens in the under. Fuck it.
Ravens in the under. Okay.
Yeah.
Sticking with it.
Yep.
All
I
right.
think I don't know. I don't really. The Rams, I trust them, but going into Baltimore is going to be tough. And yeah, they play NFC West teams or NFC. They kicked the shit out of Seattle, and
Right.
Seattle beat
I
the
mean-
Rams. Now they lost to them, but
From what I've seen with the Rams, I'm convinced they're going to be in the playoffs. I mean,
They're
we're
good.
talking Rams, Packers, Seahawks fighting for those final 3 spots, the wild card spots. I like the Rams better than the Packers and the Seahawks, really. I know, like, short-term memory, the
I like the
Packers
Packers
looked
better.
good against
Trending in the right direction.
but
yeah, I'd take the.
I don't know. The Packers have to play the Bucks in a couple weeks, so
Oh,
things
shit, they're
get
fine.
tough.
We
all right.
beat
I'd rather be the
Packers and
Bucks.
Chiefs lost to the Packers. So what does that mean?
I don't
Oh, we
know.
beat the
Sometimes
Chiefs. So,
it's tough to do that in the NFL. It's like, oh, well, this team beat that
it
team,
is
and
when
this
my
team lost
does
to
it,
that
right?
team.
But if your team was doing it, it wouldn't be that
Yeah.
tough.
Well, no. It happens
Very
all.
easy.
I'm talking all.
It'd be very easy,
The
wouldn't it?
Pythagorean theorem, the triangle theorem, doesn't work in the NFL, is what I'm saying. Just because A beat B and C lost to B, that doesn't mean that B should beat.
No, you're talking about
I already
the
mixed myself
alphabet.
up.
It's with the alphabet. I before T. But that's
Comes
with the
after C.
but- well, that's playing into the November 30 days says November, September is not December.
I never learned the days of the month one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
All right.
it all plays
Well-
into the Buccaneers are annoying and
Let's get into the best matchup of the week. At least this is what I'm most excited for this week, and that's Bills at Chiefs. You got a banged up Chiefs team. You got a banged up Bills team. You know what? I like this about the Bills, though. Their fill-ins have got experience the last, 4 or 5 weeks. The Chiefs had a bunch of injuries that just occurred last week. Those people that are going to be fill-ins for the Chiefs haven't had any like real big-time games. And I'm gonna say the Bills go into Arrowhead this Sunday and win. I just feel like between the 13-second game where the Bills choked in Arrowhead to the Chiefs and the Bills really needing this game to stay in the hunt,
it's not
I like the desperation factor from the Bills, and I think they get the win against a banged up Chiefs team. I like the Bills going in as underdogs. I got that money line parlayed with the over 47.5 because I think the Chiefs defense is banged up. I like this game to be high scoring. I'm seeing Brad kind of
47.5 is a lot.
it is, but when these teams play, it tends to kind of get that way.
It does in the past, but can the Chiefs? I don't know. The Chiefs don't really play that way this year. Like they run the ball.
When was the last time we saw the Chiefs get in a shootout all season? They really haven't. The Chargers wasn't that crazy. I mean, they beat the shit out of the Bears, but I wouldn't call it a shootout when they beat them 41-10.
No, that's not considered a shootout. That's
like
just a
maybe the
blowout.
Vikings 27-20, but
That's
you know
what's
these aren't big crazy high scoring games. I just think I'll take the under in this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at that total, I guess a few weeks ago, the Raiders, which I wouldn't put a lot of stock in that, but the Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-17. That would get you over that 47.5 number. But I mean, 47.5, we're talking what, like 28-24 gets you over that total. That's not
We just haven't
the game
seen
this
it from
weekend.
them, and
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Lambeau,
schedule
that's
now,
tough.
Brad. The Chiefs games tend to stay under 50, which once it's under 50, 47.5 is like right there at that threshold. We're talking about another field goal or so. But I hear what you're saying. I just expect this game to get a little bit wacky when these teams. Like I expect Josh
Like your
Allen to
point
have a good game.
on the Spagnuolo defense. That's kind of complicated, and them keeping on losing inside backers.
Mhm.
Eventually, that catches up to you. So I agree with that point. Maybe that hits you over. What are you thinking, Todd?
I'm thinking I love what you just said about the defense getting banged up. I also love that this offense is not explosive, and the fact that God bless it if Tyreek Hill was on that team. Holy moly, right now, dude. Like the fact that he is out of this damn state, it's the luckiest thing in the world. That being said, I'll go Bills plus 2.5. They go into Arrowhead, get the dub, and then we're gonna pretty much make our move into the first place in that division because like it's weakening up. Andy Reid, did you
I don't know.
see-
Aren't you still like 3 games back though?
I think we're 2 losses behind the Chiefs right now.
I think
They're 2 games back.
Yeah.
They're 2 full games back because they
Two
split the
games back.
regular season.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is, and like we probably then we're in their head, dude, clearly. Like they when they were playing on Sunday, you could tell that they were thinking about Denver, dude. Patrick Mahomes in his press conference was like, oh, Denver or whatever, and then like messed it up. And I don't know if he actually said that, but like there was a report that he probably did say that. So like I'm going.
You know what I do like about Mahomes because I hate in game when he can play. Well, no, I hate
fucking want to suck his wife's dick.
What I hate about Mahomes is he complains for every flag, and half the times he gets it.
Yeah.
But at least in the post-game press conference, he didn't complain about not getting that flag, and he said, I have no problem with letting the refs letting us play.
Dude,
I actually like that. I actually like that. Not trying to fucking complain about something after you lost.
As long as it's consistent.
He did the same thing when MVS dropped it, which MVS dropped a really good pass.
Nobody's doubting he's a good teammate. He's going to say the right thing.
Yeah, I do not like him complaining to the refs. And what is that thing Mahomes is doing with his fingers in between plays?
I think he's telling the player.
Is that spirit fingers like that bringing on cheerleading?
Just like come. Like,
I think he has arthritis. He's already losing feeling in his hand.
Yeah, it is really like finicky and weird looking. It's like this.
I think it's like
he's losing that grip
Broncos
strength.
Running like it's like a little.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a donkey, like whatever they are, Bronco.
Yeah.
I really do think it's him though going to the offensive coordinator. Like, all right, get me back. Like I'm ready. Like start the play.
Yeah, like give me the play. It's just he needs something to do with his fucking hands. He can smoke a cig.
It's like
he should smoke a cigarette while he's waiting on the call. That's what I would do.
Stupid mouthpiece.
That would be funny.
It's like shit. If he's rolling out and the tongue's going, it's like
yeah. When he's on the move and he's doing the weird face shit.
God, clip that as the thumbnail. Everybody doing
no, do not.
All right.
Hey, don't say that.
Hey, we're gonna skip Broncos Chargers. Is that fair?
Everybody's going Broncos.
We spend too much time on the. I'm going Broncos. I love the Chargers, and I'm going Broncos that game.
Broncos across the board. Let's go.
Okay.
That's my dog.
All right. Eagles Cowboys, and let's make this quick because we got 5 minutes left. I'm going Cowboys this game. I think the Eagles are going to have a little bit of a slump. And then I think by the time we hit the playoffs, the Eagles are going to be back. The Eagles will find themselves again before the playoffs. But I just like the spot Dallas is in this game at home more than I like the Eagles. Jimmy, you disagree? You're not going to give up on the Eagles after that rough loss?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get one rough loss, and the Niners just wanted that game really bad. I still think the Eagles are confident, and they're probably more than likely still going to have the number 1 seed. So I'm.
How about Debo in that fucking Eagles 49ers?
That's what I was thinking about giving
Debo. I mean, there's just nobody else out there like Debo. That's that fucking like big and that fast. You just don't like DK Metcalf. Maybe like a
Even
quarter
AJ
of the
Brown.
time
But he's more
reminds you of that.
straight line.
AJ Brown
Yeah.
kind of looks like him too when he gets going. Like when
Yeah, but AJ Brown's probably not as shifty as Debo. He's probably got the size and the speed, but Debo's got a little bit more shiftiness.
Years past, Debo's probably the best football player in the league. Like when you watch him just play
Yeah.
the game, it's like, dude,
Like if you could have 11 Debos out there, you'd take
Yeah,
11 Debos over 11 of
Even a
like
Tyreek.
anybody else.
even a Tyreek, because
Yeah.
dude is a beast. So.
Debo could probably play solid defense too, man, just by watching him play.
Yeah, he fucks somebody up.
Yeah.
Like Cam Chancellor out there.
So all we got left is our specialty picks. I got to make a parlay pick because that's my thing every week. Last team, I had a 5-team parlay. It looked good until Monday night. I just needed the Jaguars to beat the Bengals to cash a 5-team parlay. And I told you that bet would cash. It didn't cash. The Bengals backup quarterback beat the Jags. The parlay fucking falls through. And
we didn't see it coming.
this week I'm simplifying. I don't have a 5-teamer. I have a 3-teamer. I got the Bills to beat the Chiefs because, like I said, I just like that spot for the Bills. I got the Texans to beat the Jets, and that's my text message. I told you this parlay will cash. Monday morning, I sent that text. Monday Night Football rolls around. The Jags lose to the fucking Bengals backup quarterback in overtime.
Yeah, that was great. I didn't even watch it.
And it was my Survivor pick, dude. There's 16. There were 6 people left in Survivor,
I heard.
and the Jags blew that for me too,
This
man.
morning when I
Fucking
saw
Jags.
when you brought that up, I was like, oh,
That's the painful part there.
I think it's kind of funny because you won 500.
It is. I mean, that's NFL football. That's
you
NFL.
jinxed it, dude. Why would you do that?
I did. The text does jinx it. You can't say it doesn't affect it at
Never.
all because it
so
jinxes it
unclose.
way too often when
I
you
did it
tell
to
you.
Judon years ago.
Yeah.
And my dad told me,
But-
wait, you texted him before the game was over? I was like, yeah. I need
Not
to check.
smart.
$10.
All right, we're in the 2-minute drill here. I'm going to rip off my parlay. Bills beat the Chiefs. Texans beat the Jets. The Lions beat the Bears. All those money line, you get plus 380 odds. I like those 3 teams
What
because
is it?
it
One more
ba-
time?
Bills beat Chiefs. Texans beat Jets. Lions beat the Bears. Plus 380.
It's not about.
I like it as long as the Bills beat the Chiefs. I like those other 2 teams to win. Pretty easy. Jimmy, your dog of the week.
The Lions or the Texans one would scare me. They could be in for like a
Against the Jets, though,
That's
Trevor
just-
Simeon and
that defense is
Yeah,
pretty good for the
a
Jets.
come down game. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been on a high for a minute, and we let them we let them get away with one, and without Tank Dell too. Like they're kind of banged up now.
that's a good point. The no Tank Dell thing is
But
decent.
I'll go Broncos dog of the week.
Broncos are the dog of the week.
They're gonna
I
keep
get-
sleeping on us, and we're gonna keep being annoying to the entire league. I love it.
Brad, you're under of the week.
Rams at Ravens 43. Both teams play a pace is slow. It's very good chance it could be raining in Baltimore.
Nasty. Yeah.
Ugly game.
I love rainy dog fights. The Panthers and Bucks just had one.
It's not going to be a
Bucks
dog
was
fight.
good.
It's just going to be like 30-3.
I need more dogs.
Yeah, we love the dogs. All right, first red zone touchdown, and we might get cut short on time here.
Yeah.
I'm going with Mike Evans or Cade Otton. I'll be putting
John
money
Taylor.
on both.
Is Taylor healthy?
Taylor probably isn't going to play. I'd make a different
No.
pick.
No.
You go Zach Moss. Mike Pittman.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman for me.
Michael
Been a
Pittman
stud
for
lately.
Brad.
Olave. Is he healthy?
Olave and Jameis will be throwing to him. I like
Yeah.
it. You got to go Olave.
Oh, see, he's still got
Jameis hits him with an early
Let's
deep
go.
ball. Let's go. I'll bet that one too, man. All right.